your goddamn bedtime because you couldn't tuck yourself in, you little shit.
So we're like, who the fuck are you? What? My dad does the podcast.
I'm the guy who dropped off Walking Dead comics when you were 2 and picked them up when you were 4, still unread.
I'm the one that told your dad to get you a video game system so you ignore him for the rest of your life.
That's why you're living in a video game system now, because
he
spent all his money.
Oh my God, it's a whole. Dave, you want to make fun of me on the show for this?
I love how much money you're spending. It's so funny.
It is kind of ridiculous. I mean, I'll go through whenever you start recording. I'll go through it for Bri.
I am recording. I guess.
Is the show started?
Yeah, I'll just play that song.
Trice, real name.
Is this it?
We got a bogey. I'm on the way.
2 trailer park girls go round the outside.
Did I miss the part?
Obviously.
Oh no, it's coming up.
Coming, I think.
Guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back.
No. Bri's back.
Bri's back.
Not
Tell a friend to listen to watch our show.
Yeah. So,
bad news, everyone. I'm back from the dead.
Sorry, guys.
Bri survived COVID. So it's obviously a hoax.
Yeah. And for those of you late to the party, I got the China virus about 6 weeks ago.
Did you get like after you finished the China virus, do you get fortune cookies?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Well,
so Bri, how long ago did you actually get COVID?
How what?
How long ago? Right? Does Bri sound far away or am I? Anyway, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why Bri sounds far away. How long ago did?
Yeah,
how long?
You were fine until we started recording, and now you're quiet.
Yeah, you got really quiet.
Oh, still?
A little bit. Yeah, you're a little quiet.
Are you just fucking with us with the technical difficulties?
No, I don't think so.
It's like purposely. How can I fuck with you?
I messed with the volume on this. I turned it down. I didn't think it was the mic volume.
Apparently, it was.
Well, now it's back loud. And
No, you're not.
You're still apparently COVID has made you a lower talking person.
It's Joe Biden. He's muting me. He doesn't want me to talk about it.
Okay. Were you gonna reveal the secrets about Hunter Biden?
I don't know any.
Neither does the Trump campaign.
Yeah, no kidding.
Okay, so what I wanted to ask was, how long ago did you get COVID? You sound fine right now. So
I got it about 5 weeks ago.
It has been 5 weeks.
The first day I felt sick was on November 12th.
I have no sense of time. You could have told me like 2 weeks ago, and I would have been like, "Yeah, that sounds."
I thought it was more recent. If you told me it was last week, I kind of been like, "Okay, I guess it's been a long week."
Yeah.
I mean, I still have it. I got tested. When did I get? I got tested on 2 Fridays ago, and I'm still positive.
Oh wow! So what? So first off, I was going to ask you to tell us about it, but at one point, Bri texted Jay and I, and he goes, yesterday I was 20-80. Today I'm like 50-50, maybe 40-60. And we're like, the hell are you talking about, Bri? And he's like, chances of living. And we were like, okay, this sounds pretty serious. Tell us about it.
It got pretty bad. I was having a lot of trouble breathing. I was coughing. I couldn't catch the night. I think it was the night when we were talking and Jay was trying to get me to FaceTime with his girlfriend. I went up and down the stairs like 3 times and I couldn't catch my breath and I coughed for about an hour and a half straight.
That's crazy.
Shit.
And it was just, you know what it felt like? It's weird. This is the feeling, and I was thinking about it. It felt like I was an unarmed black man laying in the street. There was a cop with his leg like right here on my chest. Like that's really what it felt like. Like it. No. In all seriousness, it did feel like there was like somebody parked a car on my chest. Like the upper part of my chest, there was just pressure. Just felt like there was something there, and then like lower down by my stomach, like when you go to exhale, like you can't exhale all the way. You only go like halfway out, and so you just like can't breathe. Like you're just like gasping for air.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So I had like probably maybe 3, maybe 4 days of that really bad. And like that was when I went to the hospital. And when I went to the hospital, they tested my oxygen and my oxygen was fine. And they're basically like, yeah, there's you should just go home. There's nothing we could do for you here that you can't do at home. Basically, just take it easy, don't move, and you just have to get through it.
You can do your own slow death at home. Why are you wasting our time here?
They're like, don't waste a bed for a sick person. Go home and be sick.
How about try not to catch your breath at home instead?
Why don't you go home and hang out with your 70-year-old dad?
Yeah. And the worst part was that, like, it was at the height of, like, where any movement I had, I would just start coughing and not be able to stop. And after the doctor saw me, I'm sitting in the room, and this woman comes over, and she knocks on my door, and she points to the wall behind me. And I'm like, what the hell is this lady doing? And I turn around, there's a phone, and she, like, makes, like, the phone, signal. So I like, reach to pick up the phone, and I can't reach it from the bed, so I have to, like, get up and grab it. Naturally, I lost my breath. I just started coughing. I couldn't stop. So the lady calls me and she's like, oh yeah, I'm trying to help finish your admission process. So I need your insurance information and all this crap. And I can't breathe. I'm like dying. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. Did I disturb you? And I'm like, yeah, I have COVID. I can't breathe. And I just had to turn around and get the goddamn phone. She's like, okay, well, I'll call you back in a couple of minutes. I'm like, well, that's not going to help.
But
did she ask if you died in the room, are they allowed to sell your kidneys in the black market to pay your bill?
I don't know. I should have asked that.
Yeah. I guess like when it's got to be so, I know, Jay, your girlfriend does this, but being in the hospital with everyone having COVID, it's got to be so like, no, don't thank me. Get the hell away from, like, you want to not be near anyone.
You want to know what the absolute worst feeling in the world is?
Having COVID?
It was actually worse than that.
Okay, what?
So I'm sitting in the room at the hospital, like in the ER, and they have the door shut, and it's a glass door so you could see in or whatever. And the doctor finished with his, and he goes, oh, the nurse will be in. She's got to do a couple things for you. So I'm like, all right. So I'm sitting there for like 15 minutes. She finally shows up. She pulls up with this cart, like she was like housekeeping from a hotel, right? Yeah. And she looks in and she knocks and she gives me a little wave. I'm like, okay. And then she pulls out this thing out of the cart with this big like smock to put on. Yeah. And then she pulls out the gloves and she puts the gloves on one at a time. And then she puts like the hat on, and then she puts like the hood on, and then she puts the face shield on, and then she puts the mask on, and then she comes in, and I'm just like, all that just to come in and see me? Like, that's off. And it was like it's slow motion while she's doing it. It's just like just a horrible, dreadful feeling.
So I don't know what Andrew's intentions are, but he wants to know if your kidneys are worth more or less with the added COVID.
I don't think my kidneys are in good shape either way. So
I lived with Bri for a couple of years. I can confirm that his kidneys are probably fine.
I don't think any of my organs are.
His liver's
worth a damn.
What do you think a like mint condition kidney's worth?
At least 5 figures, right?
I would think like $10,000.
Yeah,
I'd say between 10 and 50.
Bry's kidney's worth what, $1,000?
It's probably worth the stimulus check.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, actually, Jay, in the mail, you'll be getting Bry's kidney as part of your stimulus.
Yeah, you can have both of them for $1,000.
It's like the Omaha Steaks box you get, like on ice. It's like on dry ice. It says from Bry.
No, they need that dry ice for the vaccine, so they can't waste it on my kidneys.
Oh. Do you see that Trump actually called for bigger stimulus? He said instead of $600, everyone should get $2,000 or more.
It was convenient for him to say it after it got passed, not the 6 months they were negotiating. That's good.
Well, no,
they haven't voted on it yet, but I don't understand.
They did vote. They did. The House and the Senate have passed it. He claims he will veto it now, so the House and Senate have to pass it again. They have to pass it by 2/3 to overtake his veto. I don't know if he really will veto it. But.
I don't understand why, like, he doesn't, like, 2,000. I mean, I'm surprised he doesn't go to like 5,000. What does he care? Why doesn't he just like empty out the treasury? Like, give us all money. Like, what does he care?
He's got 3 weeks left. He should just say, "I'm going to fight for 10,000 just to like look like a hero."
Yeah, like we're going out of business. Like here, everything must go. Here, take whatever you want.
I'm going to throw this out there, or maybe he should have this on November 1st. That would have won some votes.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't.
Yeah,
like on November 1st, everyone gets $10,000. Fine, we'll vote for you, whatever.
Like maybe if the Democrats win that Senate election in Georgia, he'll just be like, you know what, just take whatever you guys want. Just everybody gets a couple hundred.
I like your idea before the show where he should have gave everybody an Ethereum.
Yeah, yeah. Everyone gets a different form of crypto, basically.
Because people that don't know what it is would have been like, "Oh, this is a waste. This is nothing."
Yeah, but it would have made the value like quintuple overnight.
I know.
Jay's like, shit, I got Dogecoin. No one even wants Dogecoin.
Yeah, but since when does the government rig the market for the people to do better?
Well, that's why they didn't do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean everything's. You know what's crazy? Like as far as rigged, as far as like this. I mean, there's so much that's rigged. The stock market. They had the past week or two, I guess, Airbnb and some food delivery company went public.
Instacart, I think.
Not Instacart. It's the
one of those though.
Yeah.
Totes or something.
No, I can check if you want. You're actually curious. It is.
Doesn't matter.
It is DoorDash.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
what about it?
But you know what they do? They go like DoorDash is priced at like $60 a share, and you're like, okay, I'll buy it at $60 a share. But it's priced to that for the insiders. The insiders get for $60 a share. Then it opens up in the market at $150 a share, and you're like, wait a second. People were allowed to buy it at $60 a share, but then the general public's only allowed to buy it at $150 a share.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't seem fair.
I've seen that with a few things that go public. I'm like, well, but I want it at 60.
Yeah.
Right, because all those people that bought it at 60 immediately sell it at 150, and they're like, yes, suckers, free money for us.
And because they sold it, it comes out at 150 and immediately drops to 120.
Yeah, that's actually, I bought Airbnb and it did that. Now we'll move it back up. I was like, Airbnb, people are going to buy that. Oh, they did. They just did before all the insiders did it, and I did not do that.
That'd be like if you bought a new game when it came out at 60 and then it went on sale right away.
So Jay, okay, so Bri.
Yeah.
I have gotten into actually I haven't gotten into video games. I still hate video games, even though Jay and I are now playing video games on Twitch for some reason. Anyway,
we're doing it for our 32 followers.
Yeah, Jay, we're gonna try every form of. We're gonna wait till every trend gets old and try it. Like Jay and I are planning a Snapchat. What's the new one that everyone does? The little dance one.
Zip Zap.
TikTok.
We're gonna start a TikTok channel in like a couple of years. 5 years from now, when no one cares about it anymore.
Why don't you have a Pinterest page?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I bought my son there's a PS4, which was like $400.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they come out with a PS5 since, which I'm never fucking getting the PS5. How dare they come out with another one after the one I got?
I told you it was months away.
Yeah, but I still, you know what? I got it in June. I still wouldn't be able to get a PS5 right now. It's hard to get. So
it's only December.
Anyway,
it's not like
I need to survive the pandemic, Jay. Anyway, I got the PS4 for $400. Then you have to get a second controller that's another like $60. And then I'm like, we got to get games. I bought him a couple like NBA 2K, which every game I bought him seemed to go on sale the day after I bought it for him.
Well, it's funny because if you play online, you have to buy an online membership, which is about $60 a year.
Yeah.
And so he bought that and then bought the NBA 2K. But with that online membership, you get 2 free games a month. And one of the 2 free games was NBA 2K the week after he bought it for $60.
Yeah. Also, Jay's like, you should get PS Plus because that way he can play with his friends. Turns out they all play Fortnite,
which is a free game.
Which is a free game, which you can play online without PS Plus. So I bought PS Plus for no reason. I bought PS Now, which is like a Netflix for video games. He hates every game. There's 700 games in PS Now. He has no interest in playing a single one of those games. Then my in-laws got for my daughter a dance game. The gift of the dance game meant I had to buy a $60 camera for it. And then I ended up getting like a subscription for like an extended music service for it, which now the kids don't want to play that game either.
Also,
I keep buying stuff and having them basically not.
The one game I talked Mark into buying was added to the like Netflix service the week after he bought it.
Yeah.
So
I am probably like $700 in the hole on this. And the best part is, before we had PS4, he loved playing Fortnite on his iPad. Now that we have PS4, he loves playing Fortnite on the PS4. Not much has changed. It's the same exact game on the TV and stuff.
We should also add that even though it's a free to play, you could get different outfits that you have to pay for. And his son is obsessed with it, so he's who knows how much money you've spent on it.
Between that one and Roblox, they had we started bribing them. It's not good. It would be.
This is what happens when I'm off the show for a couple months.
It'd be cheaper for Fortnite to take my kidney than how much I'm actually spending.
Can you?
If they were like, you can take my kidney, and then it's unlimited Fortnite bucks for your kid. That might be a better deal.
Here's the deal. I will buy your son 4 Fortnite outfits for a 7 p.m. record time.
I don't think my wife would go for it. Hey, can I tell you who I met? Just to change topics.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I met someone. It's someone I'd known already, but it turns out I've met InfoWars.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
So it turns out one of my neighbors is as deep into this election fraud stuff as possible.
And this is the father of one of your son's friends, I'm guessing.
No. Yeah, they don't have. I don't want to say who it is, but it's not them. My son is not friends with. They don't have kids.
Just give his last name.
Just his address, please.
Yeah.
I hear him like come up with it snowed pretty recently. We're all outside shoveling, and he comes up to I hear
He's
my
like,
other
it's not
neighbor
snow,
going.
It's global. It's global warming. This can't.
Global
be
warming. Yeah. Snow, fake news. Anyway, I'm shoveling. I hear my other neighbor go. I can't talk about the election. Don't talk about the election. I do not want to hear about the election anymore. I was like, I wonder okay, fine, whatever. I'm not curious to find out. He comes up to me and he's like, "Did you watch the hearing? The big hearing?" And I'm like, "Big hearing?" Was like, "Yeah, on the election." I'm like, "Big hearing on the election?" And I guess one of the Republicans in the extreme Republican Party held some hearing on election fraud. This guy goes on to tell me all about what happened in this hearing, how all this outrageous stuff is going on. The election has been a complete fraud. He's also telling me in front of my son, who's asking questions like, "Wait, I don't understand. Dead people vote? How did dead people vote?" And he's like, "Yeah, I mean, they're making dead people vote for this." He tells me how the Pentagon is going to overturn the election very soon, and everything's going to go down very soon. With Trump is going to, everything's going to be the Pentagon's going to declare the election illegal. And then the Congress is going to decide the election very soon. He told me that the CIA is killing, or it's the FBI, I don't know. They're basically killing witnesses to the election fraud. There's all these murders going on right now. So I was just standing there. It was he would be like, yeah, the CIA is killing victims, killing these witnesses to the election fraud. And they turn to my son and go, "You have the best dad. He's such a great dad." I'd be like, "Well, that part's true, but the election fraud stuff, not so true about that stuff."
So you know the movie Sixth Sense?
Yeah.
So imagine Bruce Willis was 1 million people and they were all voting for the same person. That's pretty much exactly what's happening right now. It's almost like the Sixth Sense.
Do you think when Trump watches Sixth Sense, he just hears the kid go, "I see voters.
I see dead
Trump wouldn't understand the Sixth Sense.
But oh my God, the guy just went on and on with all these insane theories about the election fraud going on. And I'm just saying, I don't want to fight with any neighbor. I don't really want to talk politics with anyone that there's no reason to fight with a neighbor. But I'm just like, please go the fuck away. I'm just like, please go. Eventually, I was like, I found a reason to get out of there. But it was, and then I had to turn to my son and go, "Our neighbor's goddamn insane. I'm just gonna let you know that. Just don't say anything. Just nod." And he's like, "But," I'm like, "Dead people aren't voting. Our neighbor's just goddamn insane." I'm sorry, son.
What if Trump was right?
I know. I was just gonna say, what if it comes out that this whole thing was right? It was true.
Then my son got the real deal from our neighbor.
Your neighbor would just be like, "Told you guys months ago. I was right on top of this shit.
I told you there were hearings. I told you, we know about all the murders going on. I told you. Come on."
Turns
you guys are protesting George Floyd. We should be protesting all the murders by the CIA.
They go back to Comet Pizza and they find the trapdoor with the secret pedophile ring in it.
They're not murders. It's just people dying of COVID. That's
all of these conspiracy theories are true.
Yeah, every single one.
Every single one.
It'd be really weird. You were like, "Oh shit, really? COVID was a hoax?" But Bri had no. Your friend didn't really have it. He just had the flu.
It was just a 2-month panic attack.
Well, that's the funny thing. So I'm 42 years old. So if you figure, okay, I've been an adult for 24 years. I don't remember as a kid if I got a flu shot, but I've gotten the flu shot once as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I've never gotten the flu in 24 years of being an adult.
Mm-hmm.
But in 8 months of COVID, I got it once already. So don't tell me it's, just as, contagious as the flu.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I've lost an entire year because of COVID. I did this show with Martin like a week or two ago, and he's a year older than me. And he's like, yeah, I'm 43. I'm like, how the fuck are you 43? He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I'm 41. And I thought about it. I'm like, no, I'm actually 42, and I have no recollection of turning 42. I'm like,
aren't these weird? I'm 41. Isn't it these weird ages to be saying you are? Like
Yeah.
it's past. Like if Bri died of COVID, or any of us died of COVID, the story would the start of the story would never be young man dies of like. It would be like person of like older man dies of. Don't
Yeah, it would be
like
like
marveling at
middle-aged.
the fact that you died of it.
yeah, we're like
Yeah.
middle-aged dudes. I feel like I'm in my early 30s, but well, mentally, physically, I feel like I'm in my
Some
late
guy
60s.
died of COVID, basically.
Yeah, like some guy with probably underlying condition. We shouldn't even care about the story.
Some insignificant person that nobody will miss just died from COVID.
They'd be like a guy who looks like he's 53 died from COVID.
Actually, if Jay, no offense, Jay, but if you die of COVID, here's the story a year later would be guy with the most popular podcast of the year in the world dies before it gets popular.
Yeah.
You know, so I talked to actually someone. So, Bri, are you basically feeling? Where are you as far as feeling better at this point?
I just have. I have a lot of I have a lingering cough that comes and goes throughout the day. Like it's more of a like just can't catch my breath kind of cough than like a sick cough. So I get that all the time, and I just have like no energy. I'm in bed. This is the latest. I was kidding. I wasn't kidding. This is the latest I've been up since before I had COVID. Like I'm in bed by like 8 o'clock.
I spoke to someone who's a. Have you heard of the term COVID long hauler?
Yeah.
No.
So I spoke to someone who's a COVID long hauler. Maybe I shouldn't. Like this person said he got it in March. It is. I talked to him last week. He said he was still feeling significant symptoms.
Yeah.
He said like he could not. He like used to be an athlete. He cannot go more than a few blocks without like trying to like having to catch his breath. And
Yeah.
it's been like 300 days.
The two most annoying things that I experience are like people, if I tell people I had COVID or we talk about COVID, people are like, oh, I'm pretty sure I had that in March. Cause like for like a couple weeks I had like a cough, and it's like, you would know if you had it. Like, I'm so sick of people like, oh, I'm pretty sure I already had it. Like,
I've run into people like that too. I'm like,
yeah. And it's
or
so
you had a
annoying.
cold, because everybody usually gets a cold at least once a year.
Yeah.
I felt like earlier on.
And then there's people that are like, oh yeah, like last Christmas I didn't feel good. I bet you I had COVID. It's like COVID didn't exist last Christmas. You just had a cold.
Right.
There's so many people that are like, I sneezed in January. I'm gonna get I'm gonna get the antibody test.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
It's like the
just
people
sounds
who like
oh
have a cat and they're like, it's just like raising a baby. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it's really
So-
not though. It's not.
has it messed with your brain at all?
Yeah,
Brian?
a little bit. Yeah.
Because the guy told me that he had this thing called like brain fog, which apparently is like a real thing that people have, where basically he just could not think straight for a while. He thought he was like getting early onset to like dementia, but then it got better. But he said for a little while, like it was pretty brutal.
Like when I had it, like, cause I was still like working from home a lot, even when I had it for some reason. I don't know why it was, but like there was things I did that I like didn't remember doing. Like the next day, like I would email somebody and be like, hey, can you do this? And they're like, you did it yesterday. I'm like, oh, I did. Yeah. And I'm still getting like a little bit of like it takes me longer to do things now. Like things like at work, like remembering like phone numbers or stuff like that. Just like basic things. Like I'm just like, have to like second guess myself because I don't think I remember it correctly. So there's a little of that. There's a lot of fatigue. I have the cough. My body's like sore all the time.
So who's Brian? You have to pick who's going to get it next, me or Jay. Jay already lost the initial pool because Jay had me getting it before you.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
think,
also had me probably.
I think Mark is next.
It does seem like Jay doesn't go outside that much.
Yeah, Jay. Although we have a guy at work who like lived in his room for like 6 months and got tested for COVID like 5 times because he'd just be like, he'd get a sore throat, be like, I think I have COVID. We're like, you haven't left your room. Like you haven't done anything.
He's probably going to get COVID on his way to the testing site.
And then he got strep throat. So he came into the office for like 3 days and then he got strep throat and he blamed it on the like coming into the office. We're like, well, nobody in the office had strep throat. So how? And then like after that, then he thought he had COVID again. And he's like, I got it from the office. So like you were in the office 3 weeks ago and nobody had it for, 2 weeks after you were here.
how's he catching all this stuff and forgetting COVID? How's this
knows?
guy getting sick so much?
I don't know. So I was joking, like I was joking with everyone in the office, like every time he would email me, he would go get a COVID test because like he thinks he could get it from email.
That's pretty funny.
Andrew said Trump would say he had COVID in 1999. It was the worst case of COVID ever. I was the first one.
Yep.
Patient zero.
He did tweet today, Trump, that that people are getting the vaccine, like a record number of people are getting the vaccine. Wouldn't a record number of people getting the vaccine be one person, being that the vaccine didn't exist before this?
Still under my watch. Record number.
People are so stupid. Like you see these like news shows and they're like, send us your COVID questions or send us your vaccine questions. And people are like, well, what are the long-term effects of the vaccine? It's like, the vaccine's 2 weeks old. How are we supposed to know that?
We don't even know the long-term effects of COVID because COVID has been around less than a year.
And my other favorite / annoying thing is just like random people being like, I am so done with COVID. Yeah. Like, do you people just say that to you?
Okay, well, it's gone now because you're sick of it.
Like I was talking to my cousin a couple weeks ago, and she was just like, "I am so done with COVID." I'm like, "Oh, well, that's it. It's over. Like you're done with it. It's over."
I follow this page on Facebook called "I Fucking Love Science," and they posted something about the vaccine, and this lady on there was like, oh, this doesn't work, and I look and her career was like a nail technician. I'm like, I wrote under it. I'm like, well, thousands of scientists researched this, but the nail technician said it doesn't work. So sorry, guys.
Yeah.
I've also noticed that like the part of people being like, I'm so done with this. Like earlier on, we knew people who were like really hardcore about it. Mm-hmm. And it seems like a lot of people that were hardcore about it seem to have gone like the other way with it. Now they're like very loose about it. I'm like, it's still here. Nothing's really changed. Like,
well, that's why the numbers are going up.
Yeah.
I've not changed at all. I still have my outdoor outfits. I don't go anywhere without my my little hand sanitizer in the pocket.
See, I'm like the opposite now. I'm just like, whatever. I don't care. I've already had it. So.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, Brian, are you just like you're just like tongue kissing like homeless people now?
I'm trying to get my dad to go to Vegas. I'm like, well, let's go. Let's just go on vacation. Like, we don't have anything to worry about now.
So your dad had it also, right?
Yeah, he got it.
Yeah. How is he? So he's totally fine now also?
He felt worse before he got diagnosed than after he got diagnosed, which is very bizarre. And like, so one of the symptoms is diarrhea and like stomach pain and stuff. And he has Crohn's disease, and part of Crohn's disease is stomach pain and diarrhea and stuff like that. So he gets these IV injections every 8 weeks that are supposed to help it. And towards the end, like when the 8 weeks is up, like he starts to feel shitty. Like he could tell that it's time for it, whatever. And so the week I got COVID was the week he was supposed to get his injection. So he had to call and be like, well, I've been exposed to somebody, so I can't come in for, a couple of weeks. So then because he didn't get it, he started having really bad stomach problems and diarrhea and stuff like that. So I'm like, well, you probably have COVID because that's, one of the symptoms. And then as soon as he got his test back, like all that went away. So like all the like buildup to it was probably from his Crohn's disease, which he was like, no, it's just my Crohn's. And I'm like, no, you have COVID. And it turns out he was probably right.
Okay.
So he had like a little bit of like chills and stuff, but he never got a fever. He never got a cough. So
do you guys feel like you probably have antibodies or you're getting them? Like you feel like I have a force field now. We can like go to Vegas or have fun now.
I don't know. I don't really know how it works. I just kind of assume that I can't really get it again, although technically I'm still positive. And my dad's doctor told him that he could test positive for up to 90 days after still having it. So that's why after a month I got tested again just to see if it was still in my system, and apparently it is. So.
I would say you're safe for a few months, but I wouldn't be walking around next year like I can't get it again.
Yeah, no, I know that, but I mean by then
are people getting it a second time? Like that story, I don't hear people who are getting it twice.
Not a lot, like 5, 10, like a handful of people, but it's not zero. So
yeah, but I wonder if it's people getting it a second time or just it never really went away and you're just sort of like
flares up.
Yeah, more of a flare up than getting it.
Well,
again.
There's 4 different strains, so I don't know. Maybe you can get each strain.
Yeah.
I don't know. You guys heard about the new, not to get depressing on this, but there's a new strain in the UK which is also in other areas also. And the thing with the new strain is they said they think it's about 70% more
Infectious.
transmissible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like everyone's getting it much more, which is not great. And that will obviously be here, or it's already here. Who
It's
the hell
here.
knows?
It's probably in New
Yeah.
York first because everyone takes international flights here.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure whoever has it, whatever the first thing they're probably doing is going to church and giving it out that way.
this is why I'm moving out of the city as soon as
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah, did you guys see the Supreme Court said that basically church services cannot be limited for this to prevent COVID?
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, basically they're trying to limit in I guess New York and other areas. They're trying to limit the number of people that can attend a church service or a temple, any kind of religious ceremony, in the name of public health.
Mhm.
And Supreme Court said that wasn't a compelling enough reason.
Well, I'd like to hear a compelling enough reason why they don't get to pay taxes.
That's true too. I'm like, the Supreme Court just said it's fine for people to die. Why is it going?
And they probably did it all over Zoom too, which is the ultimate irony.
Yeah, of all the things that you could do via Zoom, also wouldn't praying be something you could do via Zoom? Could you go to church via Zoom? It doesn't really fucking matter. Isn't God supposed to be everywhere?
You don't need.
You only go to your building that you like to go to.
Honestly, you don't need church at all. You can.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? No way.
Yeah, read the Bible on your own, pray on your own.
I mean, yeah. Just can't they get a virtual donation plate where you could just send all your money or just give them access to your bank account or something?
It's like being vegan. You could do it without telling everybody.
Yeah.
I mean,
you can? Oh, I didn't think you could.
And CrossFit.
Do you think? I didn't think basically God was such a dick when he's like, prayers only count if you're in the building.
And
outside the building, you're going to hell.
And giving money to this pedophile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a couple favorite stories of the week if you guys want to hear my favorite stories.
Yeah,
sure.
Let's do it.
The first one, there was a big lawsuit in Michigan where a son sued his parents for throwing away his porno mags.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, and actually the headline, which is good, son wins lawsuit after mom throws away his best porno mags.
Wait, he won?
He won, yes. Because the parents the parents admit to throwing away the porn. Apparently, the son is 42 years old, so he's like our age. He ended up moving back with his parents, I think maybe because of COVID. He brought all his stuff. His parents did not there was some kind of falling out, and they told him he has to leave. When he left, he didn't take all his stuff with him. He asked him could you send me my stuff? And they sent him all his stuff except for his porn. He's suing them they've said, they've admitted we threw away your porn. He's suing for them throwing away his porn. How much money do you think in porn? Like, how much money is he suing for? And this is just the damages for how much the porn was worth.
$10,000.
It's porn and sex toys also, I think.
$65? I don't know.
Yeah, you got to think porn also just get an iPhone, you're good.
Yeah.
$25,000.
This country's jumped the shark.
I mean, you got to say that story like the judge is like, yeah, you're suing for $25,000 for porn. You need help. Forget this case. We need to get you help.
Yeah.
$25,000 has to go to getting you help.
Shouldn't there be a penalty for wasting court's time? I guess it wasn't a wasting court's time if he won, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, basically, you cannot take my stuff and just throw it away. So they're basically.
So it didn't matter that it was porn.
Yeah, it's just his possessions basically.
Right.
If they threw away his his bed, he could sue for that because they're admitting it's his item and they threw it away. You're basically stealing the item from the person.
Right.
It just happens to be dozens of boxes of pornographic films and magazines, apparently. Dozens.
How would he get it?
How what?
How'd he get it?
How to get all the? They don't give the backstory, Jay. I'm waiting for the movie of the week.
Well, no, because if he stole it, he shouldn't get any money because it's
no. The parents, no. He purchased the porn. I guess he left it at his parents' house. His parents threw it away, and basically the idea is that if they threw it away, they're basically stealing it from him.
So this is somebody with no shame.
None. I mean, you're suing your parents over porn. You really have no shame.
If that happened to me, I would be like, well, I'm never mentioning this.
Yeah.
Do you think
this will be our little secret?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think the parents are like, okay, we're not good parents. This does not go well.
Yeah, we fucked up in raising us. We raised a complete piece of shit.
I mean, we go back in time. Let's just get the abortion. Let's go back in time and get the abortion. It was not worth having this kid.
You know that thing where if you type literally anything into Google, porn comes up, but he's suing us specifically for like these shitty magazines with still images, like
With still images and cum stains.
yeah.
I mean, maybe they were like classic issues that like had some value. The story.
I guarantee you, somebody has scanned every page of every magazine. I guarantee that.
Well, I would assume if you had like a mint condition Marilyn Monroe like first issue of Playboy, someone would pay you probably a couple $1,000s for it.
I'm
So-
pretty sure these weren't collector's items. I'm just
No,
saying,
it's probably
like,
not.
somebody
No.
scanned every issue of every comic book. I'm sure somebody's done that with porno.
Can you imagine also like the son moves back in with you? Son, you got a lot of boxes for like a single man. What are all these boxes? Oh, that's my whacking material. So, I'm sorry, what?
I just need massive amounts of it.
So can't you just get by with one box? Dad, I need at least 30 box. I cannot whack off the same thing morning and night.
So weird.
Yeah, that was a pretty weird one. My next favorite story of the week is Jay. Well, I guess you need to. Have you guys ever taken antidepressants?
Yes.
Okay.
I took Lexapro for a while.
Okay. Do you think? So apparently, a drug manufacturer who made antidepressants also made a erectile dysfunction drug, and they accidentally swapped them.
Oops.
So I guess when you were taking, you're like, oh, I'm still depressed, but man, I have a boner. Or you're you cannot get it up, but you're feeling fine about it now.
Have you ever tried Viagra?
I've not tried. Have you, Jay? Are you going to
Yeah.
share that on the show?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had 100.
What?
I had 100 sent to my apartment anonymously. I have no idea who ordered them for me.
Your girlfriend?
No, this was like this is
It was a long time ago because you gave me some. I think I still have them somewhere.
Yeah, this is when I was living in Manhattan. So this is like 15 years ago, and like
Right.
100 just showed up to my apartment in my name. No,
In your name?
in my name. I
Are
never
you
got-
dating anyone at the time?
very casually, and that person had no idea what I was talking about when I showed
Because
them.
the first person you accuse is like, you're like, I'm sorry. I guess you're not enjoying nights with me.
Still have them.
You have them right there.
I think these are them.
Oh my god,
You have them on. I'm not looking at this. You have
They're
these-
blue.
that's funny. Oh,
Oh.
don't take more than a half. That's where I was going with that.
Oh, there's
Also,
there's
don't take
three.
them-
Maybe I used one. I don't remember ever using.
Don't
one.
take them 15 years later.
Don't
Oh, wow.
take more than a half.
There might be an expiration on that.
Probably.
So you just received them with no notification, no nothing on
Nothing.
there,
Nothing. It
no
was-
bill.
the pa-
And
the
the story
package-
ends there. There
the-
was never a like.
The package
Explanation?
arrived to my apartment in my name, no bill. Nobody ever said I sent you these. Nothing. It was
So the
Very
next
good. question
question is: did you take them? They two things. First, would you just take a pill that shows up at your apartment? I think I would not take a random pill that shows up at my apartment.
well. It's not like it was a sack of like unmarked. Thing. I mean, it was.
Yeah, no, they came in like the 4-pack thing. I remember.
Yeah, it came in the
Okay.
plastic that you had to like punch out. Like it was like
Yeah.
the legit ones.
and did you try them?
I did.
How was it?
This is why I say don't take more than a half.
Why? Explain, Jay.
You know how they say if it lasts more than 4 hours, go to the hospital.
You went to the hospital?
No, but let's just say it was like a photo finish. I was at like 3 hours and 50 minutes, and I'm like starting to pack up my shit. It was-
That is So you're just like you're with your girlfriend, and you're like, no, let's keep going. I'm like, she's like, no, I'm done. I don't really want. I'm kind of tired. Well, I got an hour left of this thing, so please, come on.
That's what she did. She's like, we fooled around for like 10 minutes, and she's like, I'm tired. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You just told me to take this, and she's like, yeah, I'm gonna take a nap. And I was just like, I broke up with her the next day. I was just, I was laying there with a hard on for like 3.5 hours, and I'm like, we are done. You did that.
It'd be
to me.
great if it was like not great if you're getting divorced, but if it was like led to a divorce, you had to be like, Your Honor, a 3-hour hard-on, and she fucking took a nap. What the fuck, Your Honor? Case, summary judgment. He wins it.
Andrew wants you to take one right now, Bray.
Yeah, I don't think so. I'll let you know if I do.
You know, they do say actually one of the side effects that people have experienced from COVID is an inability to get an erection.
Well, you're
Yeah,
covered.
I did hear that.
You're covered.
So
now,
Jay might have Jay could see into the future.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Or I guess basically Jay knows about this, goes back in time, sends himself the Viagra, so he'll have it when he gets when he gets COVID later on.
That means he's getting COVID.
Yeah.
Maybe I had a guardian angel.
So my next favorite story of the week. That's just a couple more. So who's the best person to spread COVID? Who would be the funniest person to spread COVID?
Kirk Cameron?
So it happened at a Belgian old age home. Who's showing up there would be obviously not the best. I mean, it's terrible, but it's who would be the funniest person to come there to spread COVID?
Richard Simmons.
This person came and infected 75 people at the old age home with COVID. It was Santa Claus. I found it kind of funny.
It's pretty tragic.
Yeah.
It's goddamn horrible.
Why are old people? Why are old people getting the vaccine?
When are they? I think they've already started.
No, why?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, because they don't want to die that fast. Like they want to wait an extra week before dying. They've decided that the first doses of the vaccine are going to people in the medical community, and then people in old age homes.
And then people who thought it was a hoax.
So yeah, so I guess Mike Pence got it,
and then everybody else plays the Hunger Games.
Yeah. So I guess that when they were deciding where to who should get it first, one of the people in the session voted against having people in old age homes get it. Mm-hmm. And her theory, which it sounds cruel at first, but her theory was all these people in the old age home, they're all going to get the vaccine, and then a bunch of them are just going to die because old people just die all the time. Right. The general public's going to see old people die and go, they must have died from the COVID vaccine, and then no one's going to want to get it.
Right.
That's a good platform to run on.
Yeah, old people die anyway, so what's the fucking point? But yeah, I just thought it was you know what? Hey, you know what I'm going to do, honey? It sucks. Those old people are all by themselves. COVID's been really hard. I'm going to dress like Santa. No, I'm fine. I'm just gonna go there. I'm gonna see that. I'm gonna brighten their. I'm gonna brighten their spirits. It's gonna be great. So that must have been. What do you want for Christmas? Apparently the vaccine. What's going on with you guys?
He had a beard. He could have put the mask on and just put the beard over it.
That would have been. Wait, Jay, are you a fan of Cyberpunk 2077?
I have not played it because.
Okay. Do you know the story?
I know it's very glitchy for the PS4. And
yeah, I mean, so apparently, Brian, do you know what this is?
No.
So apparently this is supposed to be the biggest game in a decade that was released. A huge video game. People were super excited. Apparently the game's a complete disaster. They have a bunch of glitches, including one of the glitches involves people just characters will just randomly stand up, put their hands to their side, and have their pants drop. Which I found to be hilarious. And then another thing is you walk down the street in the game and people just start falling out of windows.
First of all, I haven't heard one bad thing yet.
According to this article I read, I haven't played the game, but apparently they're offering refunds, and basically it's been kind of a disaster.
After hearing that, I want the game more. That sounds hilarious. It sounds
the pants thing is hilarious.
Yeah, well, falling out of windows is funny too. I mean, that's.
So you weren't a big fan. You didn't want to get this game, basically.
Well, no, because when a game comes out, right when a new console comes out, you never get it for the older console because it never works as good.
So you have to get a PS5 for this to really work, you think?
Yeah, or if they come out with extra content for it, it'll only be for the new console because that happened to me with Grand Theft Auto, and Grand Theft Auto the whole online thing just doesn't work for the old consoles.
So, oh, okay. Yeah. Are you in for once the PS5 becomes readily available? Are you gonna get it?
I don't know. I'll probably play it eventually, but it's not even in my top 10 of games I want to get for the new
No. The PS5, the system.
Oh, I'm gonna wait. I'll probably get it for my birthday. I'll let it come out for 6 months. Make sure there's no glitches and get it then.
Brian, you like video games?
No.
Yeah, same.
I think the only 2 years I like didn't play video games was the 2 years I lived with Bri. I don't remember playing games at all for those 2 years.
Brian, you
don't
like
either.
saved them for a little while.
That's right.
Although I did make
you know-
Bri watch the young ones on loop for like a month.
I don't know what was worse.
Bri's like,
So
you got
you-
any of those video games?
So the vaccine was approved by the FDA had to approve it, right? So one of the major things the FDA is working on is like analyzing whether the COVID vaccine is safe for the public and approving it, right? There's one of the major things the FDA is working on right now. You guys know what it's working on?
Hmm.
The FDA wants to stop regulating French dressing.
I love French dressing. It's my favorite dressing.
Apparently, the FDA thinks, I guess this FDA thinks that French dressing was too regulated. And I guess a lot of countries, and the US included, there's a lot of regulations of what goes into French dressing. And the FDA has said, we need to we need to just stop regulating French dressing and let the market determine what's in French dressing.
Well,
They've
now
also,
now we're gonna have the markets flooded with like orange liquid plastic from China with like
I mean,
French
like,
dressing.
who cares? I have to say, I'm like, I mean, then it's going to deregulate. Then big French dressing is going. Who gives a fuck? Like, it's French dressing.
I feel like we
you
have
don't-
a lot of food problems in this country, and French dressing probably wouldn't crack the top 100.
Well, also, just to make sure, another food they also have recently deregulated. When you talk about deregulation, this is deregulation, is frozen cherry pie. Now the rules of what constitutes frozen cherry pie have changed drastically, apparently. Apparently the FDA is moving towards deregulating what is in certain foods.
Are you doing the show in zero gravity?
Why?
the
On the screen.
screen was like at the ceiling, and then it was on the wall. It was,
I forgot I'm on video. I can't watch the screen. I forgot. I just moved the video.
I was just watching it like slowly rotate. Like, what are you doing? Anyway,
Yeah. Anyway,
that was one for the live listener.
Oh,
Singular,
and my
not
last story is that how would you improve Twitter?
Get rid of it.
Yeah, I mean that's the obvious answer. But if you had to keep Twitter, is there any way to improve it?
Edit button.
So
Yeah,
Twitter
that's
is
good.
testing out a feature called Fleets. You guys heard of Fleets?
No.
Somebody mentioned something, a tweet I did on our Knicks a Twitter
Yeah.
account, and it said you've been mentioned in Fleets, and I clicked on it, and something popped up real quick and disappeared, and I could never access it again. So I get
Yeah. So fleeting are tweets that disappear, I think, within 24 hours. So kind of like Snapchat where it disappears.
but if you look at it, it's gone. So it's like it is like Snapchat, I guess. 'Cause
Yeah, I guess so. I have not actually used Snapchat, so I don't really know exactly how that works, but I understand it disappears. The idea they said is some people don't comment enough on Twitter because they feel like they're worried what they say will be there forever. So basically the idea is you get more fuckheads to like talk on Twitter because what they're saying that is not there forever.
screenshots are still forever.
Yeah, screenshot. That's pretty much like destroys the whole theory of like this concept. But I guess like you go through Twitter, I never go through Twitter thinking not enough assholes are talking here.
Right.
Yeah.
But apparently Twitter thinks like not enough assholes are talking. So what do you guys think of that idea?
I think every site is trying to have all the same features, and they're all just morphing into one.
Yeah.
Because
it
like
does
Twitter
seem-
also added stories, and it's like I didn't use it on Instagram. I'm not using it on Facebook, and I'm definitely not going to use it on Twitter.
Yeah, they're all just like I think, and like TikTok features are being adopted by Instagram, and they have a new thing that's like basically mimics TikTok, and
Yeah, wasn't the whole point that all these things offer something different? And now they all have all the features, so it's like
Yeah, now they're all just the same.
yeah.
I mean, who gives a shit? They all suck. All these things just basically suck, so it doesn't really matter. And apparently, so the U.S. government now is suing Facebook to break up Facebook and Instagram. It's Facebook, Instagram, and they own some other chat thing, WhatsApp. They're trying to
WhatsApp,
break
yeah.
it all up.
I hate all these things. So we're Brink of Sanity 3 on Twitter, Brink of Sanity on Facebook and Instagram. I figure it's a good time to plug all these things that we hate.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think what have you been harmed by Instagram and Facebook being one company? Like if they got broken up, would you be like, oh, things would be so much better?
No. I mean, I did notice that they incorporated each other's features, but like, I don't care that like one
I don't even use Instagram.
I mean, I can't like the idea is that they have somehow us, the American people, are harmed by these companies having too much power together. I can't really figure out like the whole service is terrible. I mean, like I know they're really big, but they're also like hard. Like how about the U.S. government sues them and makes them go away?
I mean, I think it makes sense in other aspects, like, like cell phones. If like Verizon owned everything, like they could just make their service shitty and be like, well, where are you going to go, bitch? But for like social media, it's kind of like, yeah.
I mean, the theory is that like Instagram would have innovated more. Like they found internal emails where Facebook said we're buying Instagram because Instagram's like our closest competitor, and we need to basically buy our competitor so we can kill it, or like basically. So they basically were trying to become a monopoly, which I guess you're not supposed to be doing. At the same time, I mean, who gives a fuck? It's like fucking it's social media.
Well, they better look out because Parler is coming for them.
Is it also all these like my understanding is Parler is like you can talk anonymously and it's just the most racist place possible?
Yeah, it's like Facebook for the InfoWars comment section.
Yeah. Why is everything on the internet becomes that eventually?
Yeah.
It's like if you leave a chat site, if you leave any kind of comment section alone long enough, it'll become a clan rally.
Did you see a couple years ago they made like a Twitter robot and it learned by what you tweeted at it, and within 24 hours it was like talking about Hitler and swastikas and stuff. It got broken within hours.
So I'm also starting to think. So we've talked about this before. We have this Trump page now. We are like spreading misinformation that's funny on Facebook. I feel like some of the people that are commenting on our site are like bots because they'll say like all this stuff, but it won't be in real sentences. It'll just be like Trump, great, America, yes, yeah, sad. Like they'll just say a bunch of words without it being a sentence.
Yeah, but then you click on their profile and it's not a bot.
Well, you click on maybe the bots are just like they have better profiles. Like it just seems so ridiculous.
It does, but people are really that stupid. The bots are the ones sending us private messages. Those are bots.
There's one I'm like, are you a bot? They're like, yes. Can I pee on you? Yes.
Yeah. And then I was like, do you only type in one-word sentences? And then they just stopped responding.
And eventually the account just disappears.
Yeah. But yeah, no, the people who are following are really just dumb.
I mean, if this is any representation of the American people, holy fuck.
So we're trying to like get something that won't get liked and shared on this fake Trump page.
Well, we're not trying to but we're just seeing what people will like. That's so insane.
But you posted
a picture up of from Game of Thrones with a dragon flying and said like, look at the destruction going on in the American cities, and people are liking it and sharing it.
It's amazing. You posted a picture of Bernie Sanders saying, yes, we can. And people are like, yeah, go Trump. And I was like,
I did an Obama rally also. And people said, yes, go Trump. In the background, there's a sign that says like Obama rocks. And people are just liking it and sharing it.
It's amazing.
Yeah. The most shared one we have is I posted a picture from like a concert and said it was a Trump rally. It's gotten 300 something shares.
Almost 400. It's like the
God.
closest we've gone to viral in like any of our things, and it's you posting a picture of Woodstock saying it's a Trump rally.
Jay posted a picture from the tanks from
Tiananmen
Square. One person was like, "Hey, how did Tiananmen Square get in Nebraska?" But everyone else was sharing and being like, "Go Trump."
Yeah, I said that's it. I refuse to lose. I'm going to institute martial law. And I spelled martial law wrong. And I posted a picture of Tiananmen Square. And it got like 15 shares. I'm like, who are you people?
I did like Lucas, the other person posting. He did a picture of, liberals are burning the American flag. But it was a picture of Kramer from Seinfeld And one person got the fact that it was Kramer from Seinfeld. He was like, hey, everybody, I don't know if you've noticed. This is actually Kramer from Seinfeld. But everyone else did not get that at all.
And it was probably the Puerto Rican flag, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, everyone else is just like goddamn liberals and they're leftist.
Oh my
black
God.
flag burning.
It's the craziest shit you put on there. People are like, go Trump. Yeah. Do you have any emails, Jay?
We talked a couple of weeks ago about how we had 1,300 followers and we started posting all this crazy shit. We broke 1,400 now. We gained 100 followers posting all this insane shit.
Brian, you really should become an admin on this and just post stuff. It's really fun to see what.
I don't have the energy.
It's like it's like an amazing social experiment because
I don't have the imagination either.
I mean, like you just put things on there. Like I said before we the show, I was like, you were like, did you mean to spell it marital law? I was like, yeah, I'm assuming marital law, and people are like, yeah, Trump. It doesn't matter what you put on there. People are just fucking morons.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the general public. It's just the people that are that go to our Trump page are fucking morons. I must.
Yeah. No, I know.
It's just like, oh my God, some of the shit that we put on there. Like people are just like, yeah, go. Yeah. Jay, we have any emails?
Yes. We have an email. Oh, we do have an email. Good. It's hard going through all these emails where it's like, do you want to have great SEO and your site has not ranked good on Google searches? And we have like 100 of them, and I'm trying to find like real emails through it all. Okay, Lorenzo writes, hey guys, in episode 299, Mark had a weird reveal that he likes to listen to Howard Stern, but at that stage he was 5.5 years behind the last episode. What is the update with that?
Oh, okay. So I listened this morning. I am currently on the episode from August 19th, 2013.
So you're actually falling farther behind.
Yeah, I'm actually falling. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not going that. Yeah, I'm falling further behind. I just do not keep up fast enough. Because the thing is, every episode is like 4 hours long. And I'll listen to it when I'm working out. So I'll go for a run and I'll listen. But like, I don't get through. It takes me a while to get through one episode. He's not doing 5 days a week. And I don't have every episode. But yeah, I'm pretty. The good thing is, whenever he quits the show, I'll probably be like 10 years behind.
Lorenzo writes, hey fellas, how about starting the Brink of Sanity mentorship program? You take one 18 to 20-year-old, offer them a regular slot on your world-renowned podcast, and you teach them the ways of the world in all the usual areas: love advice, career advice, health and nutrition, life hacks. In exchange, they can do all the shitty jobs that Mark comes up with and expects Jay to do, and they have to wear a Brink shirt at all times.
So basically, we mentor someone and basically ruin their lives. Here's all this advice we have from what we've learned.
Yeah.
What advice would give this person? He's 19. He's like, I want to intern. I'm trying to choose a college major. What should I do? Jake, can we cut to this?
I actually kind of want to do this for real.
Okay. Jake,
yeah,
Jake.
except that person will become more popular than us.
Probably. And
then we'll have to kill him.
Jay, I'm Donnie Henderson. I'd like to be your intern. I'm looking for mentorship, Jay.
Can we not do skits? Because I'm getting tired.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, we're
fine, Jay. What advice would you give him? Would you tell him to get a CPA?
Not at 40, but yeah, if they want to do it in their 20s.
Well, Jay, you started at 30, so I mean.
I would tell them also don't switch careers at 30 years old. So.
What if he says he wants to get into like being a professional podcaster? What advice would you have for him?
Don't.
Yeah, I would say go in with no expectations because
be a video editor instead.
Yeah, what about video editing? He's like, I want to get into video editing. I know it was your dream. I know it didn't achieve it. I'm going to make this happen for you.
I mean, I would explain like how to network, and that would help. And I would also tell him he's going to have to work for free for a few years, which I didn't have the option to do. Like,
what if he wants to start being attracted to Asian women?
I would tell
well,
him.
You have to go to a company that has a high number of Asian employees.
They are still hiring at that company, so yeah.
I have a question for you, Jay.
Yeah.
Let's just say, I mean, like, I hope everything where you and your girlfriend stay together for life.
Mm-hmm.
But like, what if one day, like, whatever happens, you guys break up?
Mm-hmm.
Would you still stay attracted to Asian women, or would you get a job at a company where all the women are Hispanic? Change, like have like a full erase the Asian part of your mind.
So Jay, would you get a job at like a cleaning company?
I mean,
like that movie, that Jim Carrey movie, Eternal Light of the Spotless Mind, or Eternal. Basically, he gets everything erased. Jay would erase all the Asian part of his mind by working at a Hispanic company.
I just watched that movie again. That movie's really good.
It is. It's really good.
Maybe I should watch it again. I didn't love it, but I only saw it once.
I mean, I got to say, like, Chatterbait's like 75% Colombian, and now I'm like, Colombian, huh?
Is it that?
There's a lot of Colombians on that site.
Are any of them not slaves?
I think there's a couple that aren't, but like, there's some weird shit going on there.
How much do you think the like a successful Chatterbait girl earns?
Enough to literally do nothing but that.
I assume, what's good? Like, do you think that any Chatterbait women are making like $100,000 a year?
I think so, because some of them look like they're living like in pimped out apartments and shit, and like that's their only job, so it must be paying. Yeah,
I mean, it's got to be like. I mean, I guess you're probably a high class prostitute on the side, or maybe this is your side. You're probably doing that as well. You're not like I'll show my tits to random strangers, but like fucking them, I won't do that.
There was one white dude on there who like made it like a business. Like he had 2 women move in with him, and like they were all doing stuff together, and then like he like found another woman and moved her in. He's got like 6 Colombian women living in his house, in like he bought a house in Medellin, Colombia, and like he just keeps having more and more women move in, and like it's the weirdest shit. He was doing like an interview. I watched this interview like fascinated for like
holy crap
20 minutes. Like everyone's just shooting questions like, how the fuck? Because he's like, he's like, I don't know, older than us. He's like going gray. He's like kind of fat. And they're like,
so that's why you want to buy a house, Jay.
And he's like surrounded with like these beautiful women, and everyone's like, how the fuck did you do this?
So basically, Jay goes to Kat, like his girlfriend. He's like, hey, you know how I hate my job? I have a different plan. We're gonna get our down payment for the house. Hey, we're getting new roommates. Hope you're cool with it. They might be having an orgy. We might be doing some orgies here. I don't have to go to my job anymore.
So it was the weirdest shit, because he's sitting on the couch fully clothed. He's got a naked woman on each side of him, and he's doing like this interview thing. And then there's a house cleaner behind him.
Yeah.
Like an older woman. And somebody asked if like she can join in. And he's like, no, I don't, she's not part of this. She's one of their moms.
Oh, God.
Oh, my. So, and she has to clean?
And the woman was sitting on the couch naked, and for the right amount of tokens would have like started sucking dick and stuff. So like, it's so weird, so strange. Like,
Jay, would you switch places with him?
I do not have the self-confidence to do that shit on camera for thousands of people. No.
What if he lets you find out he makes 3 times your salary?
No, I don't. No.
5 times your salary.
I couldn't do it.
Half your salary.
Deal.
Brian, you switching places with a guy?
Nah, I couldn't do it either.
Yeah.
Especially not with this going on. Like,
oh my God,
need to be some serious exercising going on.
I have a question for you guys. So, like, we're living like this pandemic lifestyle of like not going out that much, right? Everyone's kind of at home. What if basically you got this like job? You basically get this job offer, basically almost an experiment. They'll double your salary, but you basically have to like stay basically live the COVID lifestyle going forward. Basically, you can't really leave your house. You can have to stay socially distant for everyone. You have to wear masks, but you get double your salary.
What's the job?
Just
sitting
around?
around?
No job. That's it. Yeah, just sitting around. You can't do anything.
I'll do that.
What do you mean you can't do anything? Like,
we can play video games. You can watch TV, but you can't get another job. You have
can
to
basically
go to the
just store?
Yeah, you can go to the store wearing a mask. You have to basically live like you're on like COVID's a thing.
So like my dream life.
Yeah, basically like Jay, how you go out like an hour a week. That's what you have to basically do on in perpetuity.
Done.
And you have nothing to do besides play video games and like read books and like nothing.
Sign me up.
Yeah. Yeah, I can do that in a heartbeat.
You don't think you get bored at all?
No, never. I'll never get bored. Never.
Someone asked my son, I think it might have my dad asked him, but he said, he goes, would you rather play video games all day or go to school? And he goes, I'd rather go to school. And I was like, yes, not a terrible parent. He said like I'd get bored playing video games all day.
I mean, I would get bored playing video games all day, but there's books, TV shows. I'd practice guitar. Like I could rotate between things and just never get bored.
Right.
Yeah. Well, people say like they're like you miss all the social aspect of things because you were living this COVID lifestyle. But that would be fun. You could do this indefinitely, like do it for 5 straight years, basically.
Done.
Just no problem.
Not a problem. I mean, I've been doing this for 9 months, and I'm getting more into it. Like, I want to go out even less than I did before. Like,
right. What about you?
Yeah, I would love to do it.
Okay. Jay, do we have more emails? I have a couple.
We
of
have
Facebook
one,
questions.
and then we got to wrap it up. I get to see Bry's starting to struggle here.
Yeah, I'll go through Facebook questions real quick.
Do Facebook. We could do the other email next time.
Okay. Liam writes, now that we have remote access jobs, how long until Jason gets shipped to somebody in India with Wi-Fi and a Dell laptop? How long until Jay's job gets shipped to somebody in India with Wi-Fi and a Dell laptop?
I mean, they actually did do layoffs last week, and I was not part of it, so that's good.
Liam writes, what is Mark's best investment? Mine is Tesla at $250. A share now is worth over $3,000 pre-split.
Jesus.
Wow.
Holy shit.
So glad my job did not let me sell stocks. It was really cool. Buy stock.
My best investment definitely was in Ethereum. That was not a good one. Lorenzo writes, so this pod is live on Twitch now each time?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Twitch.
We only let you know about it at the exact time it's going on, not a moment before.
Twitch.
That's right.
Twitch.tv/crumpled bacon. That's with a P. Crumpled bacon.
Do you think we should get on chaturbate too?
I mean, you could. Feel free to.
Why don't you get twitch.com/brink of sanity?
I mean, I could change the name.
If you change the name, you'll never get the other one back.
Well, the thing is, we do the Knicks podcast on there. We do our video game thing on there.
I think Jay wants to have everything on one network since we're not doing it. Like it's not like we're doing one of these things so often, so it'll just be all combined. We're one service. You get everything.
Where I can do what I do with Twitter and call it Nick of Sanity, and everyone hates it. And then try and go back to crumpled bacon, and somebody will take it.
Liam writes,
I don't think anybody wants crumpled bacon.
Speaking of VR and virtual reality, I think it's amazing, and VR porn is awesome. With that being said, I'm positive that this will be the next big wave as gaming is awesome. And now I just meet my friends at a virtual bar. We hang out, or we use the Netflix app to watch a movie, or at a virtual theater or mediate groups. Jason, why don't we make a YouTube channel covering VR? The Oculus Rift is amazing. This is like before PlayStation Call of Duty multiplayer come out, and us knowing multiplayer will never have you playing solo again. Use your video editing, Final Cut Pro skills, and stop being useless. Get moving.
It's a bit of a long question.
Yeah, so I guess it's basically
it sounded more like a threat than a question.
The crux of this is that will VR make it so you never have to leave your house? Like if we want to go to a movie, we'll all put the VR goggles on, and Jay and I will the three of us will be together at a mech game in virtual reality.
So it'd be like Ready Player One.
Yeah. Or we'll be at a bar together virtually. Like, yeah, I guess Ready Player One. They're all
why would we need
right?
VR if we were all going to watch the same movie? Couldn't we just all put Netflix on at the same time?
Well,
but I guess the idea is that like now you can turn with VR and like I'll see Jason next to me, I'll see Brian on the other side of me, and you'll feel like you're actually at the movie theater, I guess.
I've done a Netflix watch party. That was kind of fun.
How do you do that?
It's like a little add-on you add to Chrome, and it'll sync up you and your friend's Netflix video, and then it adds a little chat to the right. So like you could type to each other like while you're watching. And
can you talk when you're like to each other?
It's text only.
Oh, so I did a while back. A friend of mine set it up, and he did it via Zoom, where he shared his screen, and that way we like while the movie was going on, we could like talk to each other.
Yeah, I mean we can do that right now, like Mystery Science Theater type of thing.
We should do that. That'd be kind of a fun should we pick a movie and do that? It'd be kind of a fun
Sure, when do you want to start? Midnight?
Yeah, let's take a 4-hour. Let's watch The Irishman.
Well, it would be kind of fun. I don't know. Or we watch a Nick game, something that'd be kind of fun. We can comment on as we do it. Liam writes,
Nick game started 7:30.
Yeah. Okay.
How
Liam
about a
writes,
Sunday afternoon matinee game?
We could watch the last 3 minutes of the fourth quarter when Mark gets on.
yeah. Maybe I can find a way to do a Nick game or something like that. I don't know. Liam
You know,
writes,
Martin has 2 kids exactly the same age as you, and we did a podcast at 7:45. And
Jay, maybe we should move to the West Coast.
we moved to
that
the
would
West,
solve all my problems.
We moved to the West Coast, spent thousands of dollars, so Mark can get do the podcast. That is
So we can do the podcast at 6:30 instead of 9.
Okay,
That would
Jay,
be
if you just
perfect
moved
for
to
me.
Thailand, I would just be doing the podcast with you in the morning. It'd be perfect.
I mean,
I'd be very happy.
I would do 5 shows a week if it was like 7 o'clock.
I'm up at 3 a.m. if you guys want to do one then. I mean, every day.
I'm up at 4. If you're still up at 4, maybe we could arrange something.
Yeah.
So you guys just push it back even later. That'll make it work.
Well, no,
You'll be
at
like,
that point,
Mark,
it's
but your
over.
kids definitely aren't up at 4 a.m. You're right. Let's do it at 4 a.m.
It's time for you to plan around our schedule.
Liam writes, Cuomo banned indoor dining. Holy fuck, it must suck to be a waiter or a restaurant in New York City.
So these aren't really questions, but
Yeah,
yes.
it's not really a question. It's kind of just an observation.
You wanted to help him define what a question is? There's 2 more of these. Question for next show. We're getting Liam again. Speaking of video editing, with that being said, I have a friend and he made a YouTube channel last year. His name is Action Kid, and all he does is walk and record New York City streets. He started with 200 subscribers in 2018, now has over 300,000 and makes $500 to $1,000 a day as all his vids are making money. He is from Astoria, Queens as well. Why did Jason not come up with this?
Because I came up with 37 other failed ideas.
And then Liam
it was his next one, he swears.
He says, holy fuck, playing Population 1 on Oculus VR, and it's the best game ever. Dude, this is like Battle Royale multiplayer on steroids. Jason, you need to try this. This is for sure the future of it all.
Everyone I know who plays virtual reality says it's amazing. I have not experienced it yet.
Brian, have you tried virtual reality?
No.
I tried it like once for one game. It seemed kind of cool, but I really didn't try it very long. I bet it like in 10 years, it'll be what everyone plays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it just sounds a lot like it is actually a lot cooler. Those are the questions. You want to wrap things up?
Yes, I do.
Did you want to see if we can go longer and see if like if I could kill Bry with making the show longer versus like I can do what COVID did not accomplish?
I mean, you could probably kill Bry by 11 and me by midnight. So
I'll just nod off and wake up at the next story.
Then it'll be just
So Martin's kids are the same age, huh?
Same age as you.
Well.
7:45.
Oh, well. I guess his wife is more supportive. I don't know.
Well, that's pretty much, they like take turns. If they have like, if she's like, I'm going out with my friends, he'll take care of the kids, and vice versa with.
Well, the thing is, if I could just if I was going to come to your place, I could just do it. It's the fact that like I'm home and the kids it's hard because the kids are here.
You should
If
just
the
be
kids
like, I'm going to Jay's now.
exactly.
Just do it from the backyard.
If I could just leave the house, it'd be totally fine.
I told
It's
you,
the
you
fact that
should
I'm in
just
the
tell
house.
them that you're working until 6 instead of 5, and then
I think I have to make dinner and
You're cooking
or
too?
I actually have to do.
Dude,
What's up?
you're doing everything.
What do you mean I'm doing everything?
You're cooking too.
Oh yeah, I cook.
I thought you just made black beans and.
Is your wife like tied up in the basement or something? Like, what's going on here?
I have taken over with the pandemic that I do the cooking for the family. I make dinner.
I thought you just heated up black beans and had everyone else fend for themselves.
Oh, I've gotten better. I made a brisket last week.
Wow.
I make chicken. I make steak. I don't know. Because we're basically, because of the pandemic now, we're all eating together every meal.
Well, this whole dinner thing threw a complete ratchet into my plans. I was
Like Zach will start screaming that he's like, Dad, I'm hungry. I'm like, it's 5:30. I gotta stop work so I can make dinner.
I say, well, that foiled my plan.
I also really either I need to be working or like making dinner during that time. I can't really I can't be like doing the podcast during that time.
Yeah, for me, 5 o'clock, it's like hands up. It's like one of those cooking competitions where the time runs out, like hands up, and I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm fully on commission. Basically, I'm basically in sales. So if I'm not working, I'm not making money.
You also didn't have to sit through an hour and a half presentation talking about the billions of dollars they made and then have them tell you they're giving you a 1% raise. So
That sounds. Yeah, I have no pointless meetings I sit through. I have none of that bullshit basically, which is good.
Yeah,
That must be awesome.
$1.6 billion in free cash flow, 1.5% raise.
Did you ask him what the fuck that even means? Like you freak, like you're just sitting on it and not giving me anything. Thank you.
Yeah, they did that with the tax break like last year, where they saved like $200 million. Somebody was like, "Are the employees going to see any of that?" And the CEO is just like, "No."
Why don't they like? Why are they even telling you this? You think you wouldn't want to brag about being a complete dick?
They think, and maybe it actually works for some people, they think that we are going to feel pride in the company and be proud to work for such a successful company, even though they don't share it with us. And it does work. I see some of my employees, not my employees, my coworkers, like, yeah, they made so much money. That's so great. And I'm just like, I didn't see any of it. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They can make $1 trillion.
Did anyone go, fuck, I was hoping for 1.7 billion. This company fucking sucks.
Yeah, I don't get it. Some people are like so into it. And they're like, you hear? We had double-digit growth 44 quarters in a row. And I'm like, yeah, and we saw none of it. So I don't give a fuck.
Are the people that are getting excited, are they at your, like, are they people making, like, executives who are making a lot of money? Or
are they just fat women?
Yes, but they're like, managers that are like one step above me. Like if I got one promotion, I'd be on their level, and they're
not really killing it, basically.
No, they're probably making like $80,000 a year and working nights and weekends. So like,
it doesn't sound like a worthwhile trade.
No, and when you become a manager, you don't get overtime. So it's like, hey, you got a $4,000 raise, and guess what? Now you're working like 20 extra hours a week.
But my company has 44 months of double-digit growth. It's goddamn awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I didn't want to work on Saturday, but then I remembered we have 1.6 billion in cash flow, and that I took my Viagra, had my erection, did my day of work. It was great.
Meanwhile, we have this one higher up guy who, it doesn't matter what the topic is, he talks about how he has a Tesla.
Oh yeah, you were talking about it before.
That, yeah.
It's so obnoxious every single time. He'll be like, "Yeah, we were named in the top 10 most diverse companies in the world. As a Tesla owner, I'm really proud of that." And I was just like, "You fucking douche."
I think Consumer Reports did a thing of the most reliable cars, and Tesla, it was like at the bottom of like the least reliable cars. Why are people obsessed with that car?
Send me that article. I'll anonymously email it to that guy.
They were like, I guess like the top car, I guess was, I think Mazda was number one, but whatever the rating was like out of 10. They were like, Mazda got like a 9.4, and then Toyota, and then like at the bottom of the list, Tesla was like the second worst at like a 2.3 or something like that. I was like,
nice.
Holy, what the fuck's wrong with people? Are obsessed with this car.
Anyway, if you want to email us, thebrinkofsanity@gmail.com. Brinkofsanityshow.com is the website.
Also, if you have a Tesla, let us know.
And give us a follow on Twitch, and you'll get a notification when we go live, and you can see all this stuff. Sometimes we stay on, not tonight, but sometimes we stay on after and talk for a while, so you get bonus content.
If you want to catch COVID, Brian will mention on the bonus content where he's hanging out.
I'd be happy to cough in your face.
Bri will cough in your face for free.
If you're working on herd immunity, you'll want to hang out with Bri.
He'll autograph your shirt and then cough on it. All right. So, we'll be back soon, I guess. And
with one of our formats.
Yeah.
One of our shows.
One of our shows. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Gonna play here.
Bye, bye, love. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. It's all over. Goodbye. It's time to go. This is the end. Say goodbye. You better go away. I'm gonna leave you. It's the end. Goodbye. Goodbye. Just leave me alone.